Let's become relaxed by breathing in a little bit more deeply than usual. Feel that breath move into your body. Your ribcage gently expands. Your shoulders rise. Breath moves in, making you feel more spacious and light. Then moves out again into the room away from you. As you breathe in, you'll feel your whole body gently move back and forth, as if it's swaying to the current of a great invisible ocean. Moving back and forth. Breathe in deeper still. Let your whole body move with that breath. Breathe in and find any parts of you that feel tense or tight, that hurt or are strained. Breathe to those areas and send out that tension, any pain, out on the breath. Imagine you're breathing in a sense of warm, golden light. Breathing in sunshine. Feel it inside your body, warming your cells, glowing, moving through your bones. Let that glow move from your lungs all the way in every direction. Find the extremities, your toes, fingers, the tips of your ears. Breathe in the golden light. Breathe out any tension. Let all of your muscles be relaxed by this breathing. Becoming supple, so that whether you're sitting or lying down as you breathe, you can surrender completely to gravity. Now that you're nice and relaxed, imagine you're flying high above a single island in the ocean. It's a bright day. Far below you is an expanse of blue, where tiny waves are breaking. At times you pass through clouds that blur the view, and then come out into the sun once more, where the water is everywhere. You feel totally safe floating up here. Your attention moves to that island in the distance, a rough triangle of volcanic rock with a peak, a cone rising at one corner. Held up here by the wind, you feel almost weightless. You're aware you have a physical body somewhere, that it's safe and breathing calmly, left behind. You can dimly sense where your skin defines that body's perimeter. But in your mind's eye, this wind has taken you on a long journey, carried you like a seed through the air, like a money spider casting off on a silk thread. and now we're far out to sea. Horizons flat and blue in every direction. You're higher than the clouds that are below you. They drift with long shadows, bringing grey squalls of rain. Imagine your body is this ocean. The countless ripples of the waves to the horizon are like the innumerable impulses and thoughts, the minerals moving through your bloodstream, the dim beating of your heart, all those things moving round your body, just like the currents rippling through the water. In the way the wind carries you through the air, carry your consciousness through your vast expansive body and find where your body connects with the ground. Find that point at the base of your spine and hold yourself in two places at once, up here in the air and back there in your physical body. Down there where the spine ends, between our legs towards the rear, the area around the perineum, it's a vital region. We interact with it intensively, carefully and powerfully every day. It's very familiar to us. But that area is also loaded with cultural meanings. We want to note today that it's the space between excretion and what brings birth. It's a root level. So let's lose our socialized readings of this area and instead notice it's that place of connection where the root from our body would enter the earth. Rather like that solo island rising up from the ocean bed, breaking the surface of the water, bring your consciousness to that region where your legs meet, where the spine begins, and bring your mind to that island too. While you're thinking about that part of your body, remember how warm sunlight feels on your skin. The warmth. Think too about when we've been sunburned and we try to protect that bit of skin but the sun finds it. That fierce, sharp heat we'd feel then. Think just now of what makes your body warm. Vividly replay the memories and bring that heat you're remembering down to where you're holding your consciousness, down at the base of the spine. Let the heat spiral down there like it's circling a plug hole, but never flows away. And while you're feeling the heat, remembering it, also imagine you're surrounded by white light, a pure, brilliant light on all sides, flooding you inside and out. You are now down at ground level, on the novelty of solid earth. In the distance is a mountain shaped like a broad cone. Nearer to you is a landing strip, and beyond that is a village of simple houses. All has the air of being deserted. There's dust and grass over the landing strip as you walk across the rubber smears where great wheels of planes once landed. This entire island is without people. But on this sunny day, the idea of being alone is fine with you. There's a calm feeling here, birds singing in the trees, the way the trees rise up the side of that mountain cone. You're still aware of your physical body, and whenever you think of it during the session, send a little bit more remembered heat to spin down there at the base of your body. But stay with your body on this island too. Start walking and take in the sounds of the wind in the trees. Hear the birds. Feel that bracing wind as it bounds from the ocean over this stepping stone of land, this little island, as if the wind's daring itself to fly over without touching stone. Breathe in that fresh, salty air. Turn around and take in the place with all of your senses. How does it feel being utterly alone here? In the village, all the doors are open. Nothing is locked. It seems to have been abandoned peacefully but abruptly. Nature's moved in, ivy creeping through holes along with the daylight. There are leaves blowing over the floors, nests of salt-dried twigs in unexpected places like above a TV or across an armchair. You wander into a cafe drawn by its big glass window. The menu chalked across the wall above the counter only offers water, flour and fat. Nothing very appetizing. And there are no cutlery or plates you can find. Only round indentations in the counter where what you ordered would be placed so you could scoop it up by hand. Your feet carry you out onto the street again. You enter one of these houses. It's half jungle. The walls are too flimsy to keep out the elements and have been prized open by the fingers of trees and their roots. Walking again along the street's dry earth, you notice a building with a squat wooden spire, blackened from a lightning strike. Going through that arched doorway a few feet, you find it's a worship place completely burned out. The pews and the lectern have charred to a beautiful jet charcoal, as shiny as jewels. And the furniture is in place, but it's all been turned by a cleansing fire into purified husks of ashes. Behind you, through an empty rose window above the door, is framed the cone of the mountain. Go out onto the street once more and take a few moments here to explore for yourself. In the houses you'll find benign animals and birds, creatures making innovative use of what were once human fixtures. You'll find nature everywhere, reclaiming gardens, swimming pools, the rusting vehicles. In all places you'll be confronted with the gentle but unstoppable march of survival. Your feet have taken you down to the water's edge. You still have that spiral of warmth moving at the base of your spine. But this island is small. The ocean's in sight wherever you are, and your path soon takes you to the coastline, where jagged obsidian and other substances rise intensely dark against the foaming water. Volcanic rock so hard that millennia of crashing waves haven't smoothed or dented it. Here there's a relentless clashing, not only of land and sea, but of what can be on the island and what cannot. What would be dashed to ribbons if it tried to land? As you stand regarding this ocean, hearing the crashing waves, feeling the cool spray on your skin and watching rainbow colors form in the mist, in your mind's eye stand with your spine straight. Feel the warmth at the base of that spine and notice how your limbs, your arms hang back as gravity lets them. And your head is settled so that a straight line runs down through your crown, through your heart, to the gap where between your feet the rock is. Before you, the play of sunlight and water, dark rock and blue, begins to blur like a screen. Your eyes are no longer focused on it, they've become hypnotized by the movement. In this aligned state, let's guide our thinking mind to honor all that we do to keep ourselves grounded, centered, safe, and alive. Let's honor the collective of thoughts, motor responses, biological processes, reflexes that keep us alive and safe moment to moment. Most of the time we're oblivious to them. They occur in the background. They're set up to not be noticed. We only notice the full import of these mechanisms on rare occasions, like when we almost fall down the stairs, and when the adrenaline has passed through us, we quickly forget again all the powerful interactions body and mind take that keep us safe. So let's pause here a moment with the blur of light and noise playing before us, aware of that gentle heat at the bottom of our spine, perfectly aligned. Think about our own survival mechanisms that look after you from waking until sleep. Into that blur of water and light, the rocks and the waves come into focus. And at the edge of your perception, you might sense a curious movement, things out to sea that are almost invisible, but they show themselves with a telltale hint of outline. Now you may not see them fully, you may only hear them as an echo, but these outlines are things that your background survival mechanisms keep at bay. They're things that want to land and come into your life. Try and sense them now, the form they take, out there on the ocean. Sense what they represent as well. They're not all necessarily harmful, but your survival mechanisms have been pushing them back without thinking, convinced you don't have room or time for them. Now often this is good. Those mechanisms do a good job protecting us. But sometimes they're out of date, running on data from when we were children or shaped by a bad situation that in reality ended long ago. Some of these connections waiting to reach you might be beneficial. They might help you grow. They might challenge you in good ways. So sense as you stand here what is out there waiting. Are there any of those things you'd like to welcome in? Are there any aspects of the armor of your survival mechanism that need taking down a notch? Your feet have drifted further along the coast, to a small beach, a curve of golden sand, and here tall, thick trees are growing, with roots like arched legs. Let's go closer, walking barefoot over this hot, dry sand. The roots have wooden fibers that are dark like a brown blood. The sand's blown away between these roots so you can walk under the archways. Each of these trees has 4 or 5 root legs supporting its tall trunk, and they form a small forest of archways for you to explore. Pause under one of these trees that particularly draws you, aware of its heavy bulk rising over your head. Bring your arms up to grip that fleshy wood fiber, brown, red. And let's think where people recently have clamored for your attention, where they've maybe threatened your survival instincts, where you felt outside your comfort zone. Bring those people to mind. Observe where you felt threatened. And as the emotions replay, as the alarm bells ring in your head, feel the wind blowing this dry sand against your bare legs and away from between your toes. Think of those people and let them blow away as sand. Remain here strong and aligned like the roots. On this island we've always had looming over us the cone of the dormant volcano, its lower sides, its skirt dark with trees, with a single pathway snaking up its side in gold sand. In future visits we'll explore this volcano. We'll follow that pathway, that ceremonial route the priests used to climb, will find the sacred buildings around its lip and what's growing inside the crater. But now this volcano comes to you. It fills your mind. It's no longer in front of you, but absorbing you, so you feel its enormous bulk, the colossal weight of stone sloping down from your hips, pressing down against the planet crust. You've become part of its outpourings millions of years ago, the lava erupting, forming this island around you. And you've risen high above it too. You've become a size equaling it, equaling that volcano, rising into the sky. The volcano, your body to the hips, a skirt of stone that you're encased in, thighs and legs, an unbroken circle of rock. And your torso, your arms and shoulders, your head rise thousands of feet higher into the free sky. Now you are enormous, able to reach out to those horizons. Your fingers could reach out and pass through those squalls of rain, like you're passing your finger through a candle flame. Your hands could go down and scoop out the ocean to the bed, if they so chose. And deep below you, inside you, at your core, is the heat of this earth's insides. A warmth we can intensify if we choose to, if we learn how. A warmth that can become powerful flashes of heat. Now that you're this large, expanded to this size so you can explore your inner temperatures, put your consciousness in the place where you connect with the earth. Go down between the legs where that heat is circling and decide if this heat level is right. Let your gut instincts tell you if it's at the right level. You'll find that by going with its pace, tuning into the speed it goes round, you'll be able to raise the temperature and lower it. Notice which way it seems to spin. If it's going fast or slow. Observe any colors that rise to your intuition down there. Notice where it feels like it is as well, where that heat is in relation to the straight line going down through your body. Is it off center, a little to the left or the right? With practice, by tuning in to the way it spins, by finding its location by instinct, you'll be able to coax it, move it back to the center again, by rotating with it, by meeting its speed and its heat, by becoming one with it. Spend a few moments becoming familiar with that heat, where it resides, what it feels like, playing with its temperature and location. The last thing we'll do on our journey tonight, while you are as tall as the sky, is we'll let your arms reach out long distances. They can move the clouds out there into different shapes. You can turn back your enormous head to see where the blue atmosphere subtly becomes darker, thinning to become the boundary of space. Far below you, your thighs and knees are anchored in this solid, warm earth. Over you and through you, all the elements of the earth run. Air, earth, water, fire. And the heat is at your core, controlled by you, connected to an unlimited supply of strength. Move your arms through the sky, aware of the wide distances they can stretch. Breathe in deeply of the rarefied air, crystal clear in your lungs. Make your spine straight, feel that alignment, an axis running through you from the Earth's heart out into space. We've enjoyed for some time a curious perspective, looking down at the forests from above on the cone of this volcano, looking over this triangular isle. But now we're going to change that perspective, bring ourselves so that we're looking up at the trees and looking up at the volcano. We'll have the novelty of earth below us, hard under feet that we can move and walk freely upon. You've returned to your normal size once more. To one side of you are the trees that we walked underneath, where sand has blown away from their strong roots. Beyond those is the jagged shoreline, black rocks, water crashing against them. Behind you is the village, deserted, taken over by nature. And beyond that is the dusty airstrip. We've been given many gifts on our trip here, but the one to hold on to is an awareness of heat. The spinning, the speed and the temperature residing at the base of us all. But now it's time for us to take these gifts back to our waiting world, our material world. And we're going to ride the wind back to that world. You feel you are weightless like a feather or a leaf, and it's easy for that breeze to move towards you, around your shoulders, stroking your forehead, turning your small weight round, moving you onto your back and beginning to lift you, so the island is already receding, a speck in the expanse of blue ocean, drifting back into the confines of your rear mind. We're moving towards where we know we've left our body waiting, sitting or lying down. Let yourself travel towards it on the wind, carried easily. Move towards the landmass where you know your body is. Go through the roofs, the ceilings, and find where you've left yourself. and position yourself just a few inches above the top of your head. And we're going to breathe ourselves back into that body, bringing our weight back in as we do so. So breathe down through the crown of your head, all the way down to find where your feet are, where your toes and your heels are waiting. Breathe in and imagine a trickle of soft, cool dust, silver dust, bringing weight down to those bottom regions of your body, filling you up, filling the void between your skin. We'll breathe in again and bring that weight down so it trickles past your knees, beginning to fill the ankles, calves. We breathe in once more and down past the hips. The knees are filling up with weight. Your essence is beginning to fill the thighs. Breathe in once more, and now let's let that sand pool around the waist. So your legs are beginning to feel the right weight and attached to you. And that sand is now making you aware of your tummy, of the diaphragm, of where the ribs stretch out to. Those areas are filling with weight. Breathe in again and follow that sand as it pools around your spine, rising upwards, bringing more and more solidity through your torso, your lower chest, through your lungs, all the way up to your shoulders now. Your body's feeling the right weight, connected in place, and that sand is still trickling in as we breathe into the arms, all the way down to the palms, the fingertips. Breathe in and bring your weight back to your wrists, to your elbows and your lower arms. Breathe in down those two tunnels to fill the upper arms to the shoulders. And now we breathe in and fill the neck. We fill the head with ourselves. The mouth area, up under the smooth curve of the skull. Breathe in and bring that point of view that thinks to sit between the eyes where it normally lives. And breathe in to find any points of view that still feel empty or distant. Take your weight down there. Adjust yourself minutely so the sand settles into place. Try wriggling your toes and your fingers very gently. And when you feel you are fully back, let's open up our eyes.